The council running New Zealand's largest university has just voted to give itself the power to limit student numbers. Auckland University says it has no choice but to cap enrolment for some courses thanks to a government cap on funding. Nicole Bremner joins us now live from the university campus. Evening, Nicole.
Yes, good evening, Simon. Well, a packed meeting upstairs in the Clock Tower building behind me was told that this was a difficult decision for the University Council. In fact, one councillor went as far as to say it was an agonising decision. However, be that as it may, from 2009, all faculties here are likely to be affected. The frustrating thing is that we won't know until the middle of next year exactly how this move will impact on courses or the numbers of students that will be affected. A chorus of student protest over a move to limit their numbers.
This is being pushed through at the end of the academic year, rammed through after exams have finished.
Yet vote the University Council did, seeking to give itself powers to restrict students entering arts, education and science courses the year after next.
For next year we've got 200 unfunded students, which will cost us something approaching $2 million. The risk is that in years beyond that we might have an even larger number, and that would come at a major cost to our quality.
It's quality Auckland says it's not prepared to compromise, as it seeks to mirror international research universities like Melbourne and Sydney. Then there's the thorny issue over the shift away from bums on seats funding.
The government has now said that it's only prepared to fund a certain number of student places, and therefore if we enrol more students than that number of places, we have to carry those students without funding.
Neither Tertiary Education Minister Pete Hodson nor the Tertiary Education Commission would comment today, but funding for all unis and polytechs will be announced on Friday. Students aren't alone in fearing the university's moving too fast, and marginalised students will be left out.
Students from poorer backgrounds, lower decile schools, Māori and Pacifica students who, should have a chance to succeed, and we shouldn't be putting more barriers in their way.
Maybe the government should front up and point out whether there are sufficient resources to do this. Because if we're closing off access to the largest university in New Zealand to New Zealand students, then we really need to have a bigger discussion.
Auckland University is preparing for a backlash, but is warning other tertiary institutions they may have to cap enrolments too.
Nicole, as we saw, obviously there's some opposition from the students. Did they actually get a chance to put their views today?
Yes, they did, Simon. There are two student representatives on the University Council, and they both were allowed to speak and had quite a bit to say. However, the Council rejected their allegations or claims that they weren't consulted. They say this is really a decision about controlling growth here. They say they have a resourcing issue and that they want to cap growth at about 1% over the next few years. They need to keep functioning as a university. So, as a conciliatory gesture, the Council did offer to allow one of the students onto an equity committee that they've set up to look into how this will impact on students and just to make sure it is fair on the students that the students have voiced concern about.
Thanks for that, Nicole. Nicole Bremner, live from Auckland University.